Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hello, welcome. My name is Taryn. This is my life as Taryn. So as you can tell by the title down below, this video is basically going to address the consequences of divorce that I feel like people don't really consider or think about prior to divorce, and how so many people are affected, so many things are affected. They think you know, it's just easy. And let me just be clear and honest, nothing is easy in life. You're gonna have to pick your heart. You're gonna have to pick being married, which is hard. You're gonna have to pick being single if you've never been married, which is hard. You're gonna have to pick being divorced if you get divorced, which is hard. And this is not to persuade anybody in whatever decision that they see is best for them in their situation, because I'm a divorcee. Like, y'all been, if you've been following me for a while, you know I've been happily divorced for 4 years, okay? So this is not to persuade anybody. This is not to crucify anybody for whatever their decision is in the whole, you know, leaving a marriage thing, because there is some instances where you don't need to stay. You need to leave if things are getting like out of pocket. Yeah, that's just some things that I wish I had really known and really understood prior to really actually getting married. I'll be quite honest. Prior to getting married, I wish there were some things I had thought about and considered prior to, you know, getting with my ex-husband, marrying my ex-husband, because that it wasn't gonna last, and I should have known that prior to. There should have been things I considered that I didn't. And now, even getting the divorce, there was things that I didn't think about or really even consider at the time. I was just really trying to escape the situation. And the situation was, y'all, if y'all have not seen that video, after you get done watching this video, go ahead and check out how I became a single mother at the age of 21. So let's get into the video. So there are some consequences when you get a divorce. There just is. I think there is consequences to anything you do in life. So like I said before, you gotta pick your heart and roll with it and make the best of that situation. For me personally, I did choose divorce. It was the best for me. For me personally, it was the best, considering my circumstances and the individuals I was dealing with. So things changed financially. I will say that it went from my ex-husband, he made majority of the money. He was military. He's not in the military anymore, but he was in the military. He paid majority of the bills. Yeah, like, things changed when I was pregnant with my daughter. I quit my job. So, and then, you know, as I got further pregnant, I left. So financially, like, he had the money. I didn't have any money. So to go from, you know, living in our place to me moving back home pregnant, no job, like, things definitely changed financially. It was very, very different. So that's something to think about. Consider if you are not the main breadwinner, if y'all incomes ain't equal, it is a change. And I won't say like a lifestyle change, like, it just kind of depends on how long you've been married and, you know, how much stuff y'all have accumulated together. Thankfully, me and my ex did not have anything together in each other's names. It was his stuff, my stuff, literally, like, our marriage was like that quick. So that's why I'm giving y'all divorce advice. I've been divorced longer than I was married. So therefore, I could talk about it. I could talk about it. Anyway, so we didn't have anything together. So pretty much when we split, yes, he was the main breadwinner in that sense, but lifestyle change, it wasn't, besides me having to move back home, it wasn't like a enormous lifestyle change. I'll be quite honest, because he was paying majority of the bills, but it's not like there was just like a bunch of money afterwards anyway. I'm gonna just put it like that. So that is something to actually really consider, that things change financially. So I'm just really blessed that we didn't have like a home together or own property together or anything like that. So this one is definitely for people who had kids with their significant other. Kids constantly have to go from house to house, which really sucks. It's like they're always having to readjust. Oh, I'm at mommy's house. Oh, I'm at daddy's house. Like, I have to readjust to whose ever rules, because households are different. My household is very much different from my ex-husband's household and what he allows his other children to do versus what I allowed our child to do here at, you know, my house. So it is, I do see the difference in my daughter when she has to come home from being over there, which she doesn't go over there a lot, but when she does go over there, it is a bit of an adjustment. I will say that she has to readjust to, well, mommy doesn't, you know, allow me to do this, or mommy doesn't allow me to do that, or I have to do, you know, it's just constantly. We're just, parenting styles are very different. I'm more strict versus he ain't. So it's different, and I do feel bad sometimes, because even with the holidays, you know, this year I am in a relationship, so I didn't have to spend the holidays alone, but typically I end up spending the holidays alone because she's with him. I do allow her to spend most of the holidays with her father, because she, throughout the year, unfortunately, she doesn't see him like she should. So when, you know, he asks for the holidays, I sacrifice, and I allow that. I allow her to go over there, even though there's 12 months in a year, and, you know, you could see her those 12 months or whatever. It's definitely hard, like splitting up holidays. Some people split birthdays, like, oh, you spend one birthday, you spend, you know, we'll celebrate your birthday on this day, and then your mom's doing a whole another party over here, because some people after divorce can't get together. So it's really difficult. Like, my ex-husband has only shown up to one birthday party out of 4. So, you know, it definitely takes time. It's a lot, y'all. It is a lot to have to see and deal with. And I always thought that, you know, because I left my ex-husband when my daughter, before my daughter even turned 1, I left him. So I always thought that, oh, she won't feel no type of way because it's the only way that she knows it, or whatever. And y'all, that is not the truth at all. Although she has never seen me and her father physically together, she doesn't recall us ever living in the household together. It's still, I could see how she has questions. And, you know, kids want their parents together. They want their biological parents together. They want them together. That's just a natural, they love their parents. And so I was talking to my church mom. You know, I speak about her very often. You know, I got a church mom, spiritual mom, or whatever. But anyway, I was talking to her. She's also divorced. You know, she has 3 kids. You know, her kids are grown now, but she was telling me that one of her kids was like, hey, you know, I want to go to my dad's, and she just, you know, said that she took some offense to it, like, why do you want to go over there? Do you not want to be over here with me? And, you know, he looked at her like, of course I want to be with you, but I live with you. Like, I have the right to see my father. And that's like the realest thing ever. Like, kids want both their parents. They do. So that's just something that I didn't really consider or think about. Not saying I regret getting a divorce. I do not regret that. I feel like everything transpired the way it was supposed to transpire. You can't tell me otherwise, boo. You cannot tell me this was not God's plan. I'm sorry. But there is a level of sensitivity that you have to have when there is children involved. You have to have that. You know, Bailey asks for her father a lot, and you know, I always leave that door open for him, and sometimes he's receptive and sometimes he's not. So it's really, it takes stress on everybody involved, the parent, the child. Everybody feels this weight because, you know, I have my own separate life, my ex-husband has his own separate life, and our daughter basically has to navigate between those lives. Like, she has her life here where she spends the majority of her time, but she also has siblings, and you know his side of the family is definitely an adjustment, and it really sucks because, like I said, I haven't spent Christmas or Thanksgiving with my own kid that I raised all year for the last, what, like 3 Christmases, the last 3 holidays, which it sucks. You know, you raise your kid all year and then you gotta share. Like, you gotta share your kid. Very ghetto. Very ghetto. So I would say a lot of people look at you funny when you say you are divorced. And that's not all the time. Like, some people look at it like, oh, okay, you're divorced, so you know what a committed relationship is about. Like, you know, you're willing to make that commitment. And then some people, especially at my age, because I am 25, I will be 26 next month on the 15th. They look at me and they're like, so what would possess you to get married? Yeah, I mean, I've always believed in marriage, so for me it's not a regret. It was definitely a huge learning lesson because I didn't have the proper tools prior to getting married. I didn't know what I was signing up prior to getting married. And do I have any regrets? Absolutely not. I gained so much out of it, more than I lost, truthfully. So yeah, some people will look at you like you're damaged goods, like, oh my God, you got married, and you got a divorce, oh, you don't know how to commit, or they'll just look at you funny. So that's definitely something to think about, like, because marriage is a huge commitment. It's not something you could be like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. It don't work like that. It does not work like that. It's just like becoming a parent. You can't just wake up and say, I don't want to be a parent no more. It do not work like this. Some things in life that we sign up for are very permanent. It's not like getting a puppy. You get rid of the puppy if you feel like it. It ain't like that. Getting married and having children is very permanent, okay? Very. Some people opt out, but it's supposed to be permanent. So next we have co-parenting. Co-parenting, y'all, is very different for everybody. I would say very different. Some people have exes who are extremely hands-on, and you know, they are constantly sharing the child to the best of their abilities. Like, you know, one week one parent gets them, next week the other parent gets them. And then some people, you know, it's not really co-parenting. It's like, hey, you can see your kid type of thing, you know. So like I said prior, like, sharing a child is very ghetto, not recommended. If I had known what I know now, I just would have did better, but it's too late. You can't go on the past, you can't change nothing. So I will say that it's tough. It really is. It is tough to co-parent, especially with small children. And I felt what Queen Naija said about in her song Say Too Much. I think it is Say Too Much. If you haven't heard it, y'all need to go listen to it. Listen to the whole album. It's amazing. Anyway, when she was like, I gotta watch my baby boy go house to house or something like that. I put the lyrics right here. And you see the confusion in their face and like why do I have to keep going back and forth? Why one, you know, I gotta spend a weekend here and then I go back to, you know, where I live majority of my time, and you know, I can't see my parents together. Why my dad doesn't come over, and it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. Especially when the child is young and you really can't explain it. Like, you can explain it because you got the adult version, but you can't tell them the adult version. You gotta break it down, and the breakdown version don't even make sense. Like, it makes sense, but it don't make sense. Yeah, it's really tough. I'm not gonna lie. It's something that stresses me out, but I feel like as my daughter gets older, she will understand why me and her father are divorced. She will understand that truthfully it's better that we're divorced, because it's an hour. Number five is huge. Number five is the realest out of all of this, because if you are not divorced, you need to know this. You need to know this. If you're not married yet, if you're not even married yet, you need to know this. Number 5 is a big deal. Getting a divorce is literally like a death. It's literally like a death, and the person is still walking around breathing. I know that might not make sense for some people. It's very different from a breakup. Like a regular boyfriend-girlfriend breakup, it's completely different. A divorce is literally like, oh wow, this is like someone died, but no one's dead. And I know that doesn't really make sense, but that's exactly how it feels. Although, again, let me reiterate, I am happily divorced for 4 years, like happily divorced. But it's literally like a death. I don't even know really how to explain it besides saying it's like a death, but the person is still walking around. And of course, you know, I've had boyfriends and we've broken up before, and you know, it's a breakup. That is a breakup. Like, hey, you know, you go live your life, I'm gonna live my life. But a divorce is like a death. It's like, I think it has a lot to do with the whole spiritual part of it. You know, God designed marriage to, you know, y'all become one. And when y'all get divorced, y'all are separating. Like, y'all are spiritually separating. And to have that happen, it literally feels like a death. Although, you know, you don't want to be with this person isn't treating you right, this person is not good for you, still, it is like a death. Like, I'm hoping it makes sense, because this is the only way I really feel like I can explain it properly. It really feels like a death. So I just wanted to give out some of these divorce consequences to maybe help somebody in, like, okay, I've never been divorced before, or, you know, I've never been married before. Like, I need to know what divorce is prior to, because yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100. My parents stayed together for like 27 years before they split up. I didn't know what a divorce really was. Like, both my parents were raised by single mothers. Nobody was divorced though. So if that makes sense, like, my mom's dad passed away, and then my dad's mom was not married to my grandpa in the first place. So, you know, they were raised by single women. And I didn't know, like, I just thought, okay, divorce, like I'm grateful my parents did, you know, keep us together for as long as they did. I will say that because I have my siblings. I grew up with my siblings. I mean, they're all from my mother, so I would have grew up with them regardless, but still, you know, I think that's important. That's important. So I'm glad I got to see that and didn't have to deal with, you know, my mom having like boyfriends or my dad having girlfriends or, you know, whatever. So I will say that, so I didn't know any of this prior to going through it. I'm really praying and hoping that this is helping somebody as they make their decision to walk through whatever season they're walking through in this 2021, y'all, because it is 2021. So I just hope y'all are staying blessed, y'all are staying safe, that y'all are continuously drawn closer to God in any way you possibly can through this situation that we are all dealing with, all of us. So y'all stay blessed, y'all stay encouraged, and stay in the word, honey. Bye.